Are you 50 years old and realizing I don't have enough money to retire in the next 10 to 15 years the way that I would like to? Well, you are not alone. According to the AARP, 1 in 5 50-year-olds has minimal to no savings for retirement. So in today's video, I'm going to give you the actionable steps that you need to take so that over the next 10 to 15 years, you can get yourself better positioned for retirement. Also, stay towards the end of the video because I will be giving you a bonus tip for what my ultimate recommendation would be for you in this particular situation. Please also comment below about what age you would like to retire and where you would like to retire. My name is Anita Niefeld. I'm the founder of Iridian Wealth Management, and I help individuals and families move and retire abroad by helping them get their finances in order. You can also schedule a complimentary appointment with the link below in the comments if you are a person that has 100,000 or more in investable assets. So let's dive into our topic today. The first step that you should take is to evaluate your current situation. And what I mean by this is let's take a closer look at the factors that have brought you to this situation. So I had a client that I worked with in the past who had given and done everything for everyone else in her family and her community. And she always put herself last. And so now she had come to the realization that she was in this position because she just kept giving and giving. And in order to get her out of this situation, she needed to actually start to say no to other people. She needed to actually prioritize herself and her retirement savings. So part of this evaluation is looking at your surroundings. Are you surrounded by people that are going to be supportive of you putting yourself first so that you can have the retirement that you deserve? You also have another step in this process, which is evaluating where your money is going. This is very important. You need to be able to have an understanding of the inflow and the outflow of your cash. The best way to do this is to use some kind of budgeting tool or app. You can go old school and just create an Excel spreadsheet or write everything down every month if you like. I personally really have enjoyed using Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar app. Now, the Every Dollar app, there is a free version and a version that costs money. I use the free version. Use whatever works for you. But whatever you do, you need to start tracking where your money is going. So my first recommendation with this budgeting step is to make sure that you have input what your monthly spending is going to be for various areas of that month. So for electricity, you're going to spend $100. For groceries, you're going to spend $500. And you want to put that in before the next month starts. So if you're in December and January is coming up, you probably have an idea of what your monthly spending is going to look like for January. So then what you want to do in December is write out January's budget before January starts. That way, when you get to January, you have a plan for your money, and your money is not just going out the window as January starts to happen. So this way we're gaining control over our money. And when we can gain control over our money, we can make it do things for us. So this is a crucial first step, is getting on a monthly budget. And this will allow us to advance to the other steps that we're going to talk about later, because we really can't get going with the other steps if we have no clue of how much money we have coming in and how much money we have going out. Step number 2 is to build an emergency fund. The emergency fund is very important. This is going to be our safety net as we move through this process. So when I'm working with a client that does have a lot of debt, I do recommend that they look at their budget, they see what opportunity they have to put additional money away and to use that to stock that emergency fund as soon as possible. My recommendation is to have about $1,000 in your emergency fund so that you do have a cushion for when things do come up. We want to stop using the credit cards, and so having that cash set aside will allow us to do that. Now, when you are putting money into an emergency fund, you want to put it into a money market so you are getting a nice yield on that. For example, you can open up a account at Schwab, and they have a money market that's yielding over 4%. So we want to go ahead and get that emergency fund put into a nice yielding money market that you have access to immediately within the next business day to take care of any cost. Step number 3 is to stop using credit cards. 1 in 5 Americans over 50 has a delinquent credit account. And so in this step, we're going to utilize what is called the debt snowball. Now, in the debt snowball, what you're going to do is you're going to write down your debts from smallest to largest. And we're going to start throwing all of our additional monies, now that we have an emergency fund, all of our additional monies towards the smallest debt. You make your minimum payments on the other debts, of course, but everything else that you have, you're going to put towards the smallest debt. Now, the reason that we do this instead of paying off the higher interest debt first is because we want to get a good feeling. We want to get some motivation that we can do this. We can get out of this situation. So by paying off those smallest debts first, we are going to get some small wins. And those wins will help to keep us motivated and stick to our plan. So that's why I recommend using the debt snowball method, because it helps people stay motivated and stay on course to getting out of debt so that they have more income that they can utilize in our next steps. Step number 4 is to maximize your savings and investments. This, of course, is my favorite step. So in this step, you will have paid off your debt and build up your emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. And now you're ready to start putting money away into your retirement and investment accounts. Now, I should say, in our step number 3, when we're paying off debt, I actually think that you should still put money in your retirement accounts so that you're at least getting to the employer match, because we don't want to miss that free money. But you shouldn't be putting a lot of money into those accounts while you're prioritizing debt. So in this step, we are looking to maximize those 401ks, 403bs, 457 accounts that we have. And normally, I typically tell my clients that they should be putting 15 to 20% away for retirement. But because we are in a situation where we are behind and we're playing catch up, any disposable income that we have that we can put away towards saving for retirement, we need to do it. So in your employer-sponsored plan, you could potentially max that out. So once you've maxed out the 401k plan, the next plan that you want to move to, if you're eligible, is an individual retirement account, or an IRA for short. The IRA is where you can put additional monies if your income is one in which you can do that. The next step you could do or look at is a brokerage account. So a brokerage account is an after-tax savings account where you can put money into and invest. Now, with this type of account, there is no maximum on how much money you can put into it. So it's also a great option for you to save into. Now, once the money is in those accounts, we can't forget the crucial step of investing those dollars. And that's what I help my clients with. But for you all, it is super important that you are not too conservative with your investment strategy in these accounts. In fact, I'll attach a video here about the dangers of investing too conservatively. We want to make sure that we're maximizing the growth that we have in these accounts. And we have a decade plus for you to be invested in the market. So we would definitely want to look at getting some nice returns that will help to outpace inflation. So this is very important to make sure you have the right investment strategy for these funds. So now we are to my bonus tip. This is what I would do if I was in this situation. I would, of course, follow the steps that I mentioned earlier in the video, meaning creating a budget, saving and investing, paying down debt. But I would also take stock of, where do I actually want to retire at? Am I open to the possibility of potentially moving to a lower cost of living location or even potentially retiring abroad? A lot of my clients actually do retire abroad, and that gives them the ability to retire earlier than if they potentially would be retiring in the States. So that is something to definitely consider if you are 50 and you have minimal savings for retirement. I also want to stress to you all that your income is the biggest tool that you have in this. So really using that income in a smart way to get you out of this hole is going to be important. So thank you for watching the video today. And as we spoke about earlier, please comment down below when you want to retire and where you would like to retire. I've also included a worksheet in the description link to this video, which is a checklist for what you should be doing to get ready for retirement. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.